Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. So, today I had a conversation with somebody, one of my past group members, and she shared an experience. And so the topic of this video is kind of based on her experience, but it applies to everybody who talks to people. And so what I'm going to say is this: don't let anyone nocebo you. I'll explain what that means in a minute, but don't let anyone nocebo you. All right? So, smile. We can get better. We can. Trust. Know that it's possible. The body's natural state is well-being, wellness, health. That's its natural state. And there's a lot of, I'll say, interference to that. And a lot of that interference we can take care of in the way we see things, what we believe, what we think, what we say, what we do, how we behave, how we treat ourselves, how we respond to things. Right? We have a lot more influence over what's going on. So to this topic, don't let anyone nocebo you. Really important. So, placebo. That's when something has a positive impact on our health or well-being, even though it's inert. It's a statement, it's a belief, it's a sugar pill, it's benign, it doesn't do anything, right? And the placebo effect has been studied forever. Every single clinical trial includes placebo, and it's really an important part of science and pharmaceutical testing and everything like that. Placebo. Nocebo is the opposite. And a lot of things can act as a nocebo. A medical label, a diagnosis, somebody's statement that says, that's not curable. You're going to have that forever, and it's probably going to get worse. So if you've ever heard that, you were just given a big steaming pile of nocebo. Okay? And so, do not allow other people to give you that. They don't have a right to tell you that you are broken permanently and will not get better. They just don't. And I know for many of us, we are in a vulnerable, scared, terrified state. And when we hear stuff like that, it destroys us. So I'm going to really encourage you that if you ever have somebody give you that type of negative, fear-based proclamation of what you're dealing with and what you'll always have, don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. And actually turn around and say, you don't have a right to determine my future. Just because you don't know what to do for me doesn't mean there's not a solution. So let them know that a nocebo, a statement, is harmful. It can harm your physical health because if your brain believes that, you can get worse symptom-wise. Now look, the symptoms are false alarms, but it can seriously make us worse. If we believe that we've got some incurable disease, the brain can start to behave as if that's the actual truth. So if you're given a medical label, fibromyalgia, for example, according to Google, they don't know what it is. They don't know how to cure it because they don't think there's a cure. That's because it's not a medical problem. It's a mind-body issue. It's created by the brain perceiving danger, and it's being reversed all the time, all over the world. Lots of people getting better from this quote-unquote incurable disease, but yet they won't update the literature to say it's curable with a mind-body approach. Go figure. Doesn't make sense to me, but that's what it is. So if you're given a label and you're told no cure, or you are experiencing something and you're told the only thing you can do is wait, or you've got a medical label and you read a lot of the stuff that's printed on the internet, and that's all telling you doom and gloom and no hope. Stop reading that. Stay out of those bad neighborhoods. Don't nocebo yourself, right? Please don't do that. The entire goal of this approach is to convey that we're actually okay. And we're going to be okay. And even if we can't say I'm safe with any amount of belief, say I will be safe. I will be okay. Because the body has a natural ability to heal from legitimate, true conditions. And so much of this perception of danger is based on the information you're basing it on. And I always say, the brain is working perfectly. It's just operating on misinformation and fear. And what do you get when somebody gives you a nocebo? Like, hey, you're not going to get better. Get used to it. You're getting misinformation and fear in huge doses. So if somebody ever tells you something like that, that's when you go, no, stop. You don't have the right to tell me that. That is your opinion, and I am not buying it. You cannot tell me that there's no hope. You're not qualified to tell me that because you don't know me. You don't know anything about this mind-body space. You don't know about the power of the brain and the body to heal and live in homeostasis and balance and wellness. Anybody who says there's no cure, a lot of times I say, you don't know what the cure is. That doesn't mean there is no cure. So if you can't help me, say, look, it's probably outside of the scope of what I'm aware of and educated on. But I'm sure there's something out that can help you. Keep researching. Don't quit. Wouldn't that be a much more honest statement coming from somebody who doesn't truly know? And a lot of times the people say, yeah, there's nothing we can do for you. You're stuck. They don't know that there are people having remarkable healings in this world. So please don't let somebody else nocebo you. And just as important, don't let the internet nocebo you. Don't let your family members nocebo you. Don't let a stranger in the grocery store nocebo you. But don't do it to yourself. Don't allow other people to do it. Don't give up. Do not accept there's no hope. You'll just get worse. I'm sorry. That just conveys terror. And a brain perceiving danger at the terror level does not operate the human machinery well, and it's going to keep these false alarms going for a long time as long as you're in that terrified state. So what's the solution here? Reject the nocebo. Start to convey to yourself, I'm not buying that. There's a way out. And I believe that conveying safety to the brain will allow it to operate this human body and this miracle body that knows how to heal, knows how to return to balance. I think when the brain feels safe, things return to balance. That includes standard pains, all sorts of stuff. This one young lady is dealing with some joint instability, which may be dictated by mast cell activation system, which affects the elastase, and it can affect the flexibility of the joints. But it's reversible. It's reversible. My success story, Angie, proved it with her own experience. She had all sorts of connective tissue disorders, and now she's lifting rocks out on her homestead and her farm, and like 20-pound boulders, throwing them into a wheelbarrow, moving the wheelbarrow around. She couldn't get out of bed. The body can heal when the brain is not terrified, when it is given the right information consistently, calmly, and we get out of that fight or flight response consistently. So don't ever give up. Don't ever let somebody else tell you that there's no hope. They don't have the right to do that, and shame on them. And so if you have the opportunity to tell them, shame on you. That's your opinion. It's wrong. I'm not buying it. Or simply say, if they tell you that, you're not going to get better. You're wrong. Turn and walk out. No explanation, no argument, no discussion, just you're wrong. How dare you say that? And then turn and walk out. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't owe them anything because they just dropped a steaming pile of nocebo right in your lap. And then you leave and they go, oh, that poor person. There's no hope. But at least I was honest with them. No, you weren't. You weren't honest. You gave an opinion, an uneducated opinion that there's no hope. There's always hope, folks. Don't quit. Mind-body conditions, you can get better. You can absolutely get better. And even some diseases, I believe we can get better from. Hope is an important part of that. Commitment, belief. Don't quit. Don't panic. Safety. Let's see how far we can take this. So, don't let anybody nocebo you. Don't do it to yourself. Don't accept it. And as fast as possible, dismiss it. Get rid of it. In the trash. And then torch that trash can. Burn it. We don't need those medical labels, those statements of incurable, any of that stuff. Don't let anybody nocebo you. So, as powerful as placebos are, and they've been proven forever, nocebos are just as powerful to the negative. Don't let it happen. Don't believe it. Don't ever quit. And as always, I love you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.